Leftover pizza is like the best thing ever. So I really filmed like hardly anything today, but I just went to see Kinky Boots at Adelphi. It was now my most seen show at 9. I think 9 times. Too much way to walk. Good morning. It's like 5:20 in the morning, so I'm on my way to work. But I realised I didn't really talk about Kinky Boots and everything after I left the theatre. So this is a perfect time while I got a bit of time before Cafe Nero opens, and then I can get my coffee in the morning. So I loved Kinky Boots. I was on like the second row and B6 is the seat, and if you're in that seat there is literally nobody in front of you, and you get a great view of, you don't miss anything, you literally see everything on stage. And like, I had my favourite lineup I think I've ever seen, which was Simon as Lola, Jordan as Charlie, and Natalie as Aeron. It was just epic, and I think Simon played with the script loads and it was just like, so like the casting was amazing, just everything about it, everybody was on top form and it was just seemed really high energy. And I went on my own because basically a friend couldn't go. I made a tweet saying that I wanted a reason to leave the house, and then I had a message saying somebody can make it to Kinky Boots, I want a ticket for £20. I was like, yes, hello, yes. Well, it was more like £20 to £25, probably the most I normally pay for a theatre ticket. I was like, yes please, because all my friends went to see Kinky Boots last week, so I was having real need to go back. And then sorted out the ticket, got my ticket, and then, because I was sat on my own, I suddenly did the amazing thing that I love when you go to a theatre on your own, is that me and the lovely lady next to me made really good friends, and we were talking for ages, for half an hour at the start, throughout the whole interval, and even at the end we were still chatting. Hopefully that's the start of a cool friendship, and we made sure that we knew each other's like social and had to find each other. But and then I was really intrigued in what she actually did as well, so it was just also interesting. The downside of last night, I love and hate sitting near the front of the theatre. I like sitting near the front because I don't wear my glasses and I don't need to wear them as much, so if I forget them it's fine. I still wore them pretty much for the whole show, just because it probably helped with the back of the stage. But the thing that I hate about sitting at the front is my fear of my social anxiety of being judged by people. Sitting that close, you're in a row that the performers can see you, and I don't know why, it's so stupid, but it'll set me off, especially because most shows I have to post that I'm there or that I'm watching the show. Random fact, that's where often you know where I am. It's either that, or because I feel so unsure, I'm worried that I look like an idiot or a fool, and then a panic attack starts, and then I start scratching my arms and I shallow breathe and my legs go all shaky. So the only downside is that it definitely was like mid panic attack, right? Like, still loved it, and I think by the time Raise You Up had happened, which was, I know it's like the end of the show, but I was just like, oh, I'm so glad they came and I love this show. It's just sometimes a little bit of a battle if I sit in the front between absolutely loving it and just being able to just focus on watching, and then being scared, and then like the mental fear of being scared that I'm being watching it, and I look like a fool. I make people think I'm hating it, or like I'm giving the wrong impression to them. My only issue. But now, coffee and I work. Yay. Well, makeshift burritos. Hello, it's Wednesday, it's only Wednesday. Wow, thank goodness. I am off towards the Leaside for a meeting. Had work this morning, and he didn't really miss much yesterday. Not much happened. Filmed 2 videos and edited one though. But what's funny is me and Fee left the house at the same time, and Fee's like down there. We're walking down the opposite side of the road, and we've got 9 to 5 blaring through my ears. I love that musical, and I really hope it comes back to the West End, or to the West End in general, because I saw it twice on the 2012 tour, and then it never actually came to the West End, even though it said it was hoping to. So hopefully one day, there's Fee, that person will. She's so fast. I also really need to have lunch at some point. So my phone's pretty much dead and my laptop's dead, so I need charging, and I need to find somewhere so I can carry on doing work. But that meeting was really cool, and there's some exciting things possibly coming ahead. Not telling you anything about it, but yay, more steps forward and progressing. It's amazing what happens just by chance. It all develops. Yay. So random, but I think I was here alone, Sam for God. I'm gonna surprise her in a sec. I'm just like, I recognise that face anywhere. Okay, so she had to go back into the pit, so that was awkward. I'm gonna tell her that I just saw her and might send her the content beforehand, just in case she doesn't want it. So if it's in there, stamp now to find someone. A show I really need to go back to see. Trilly Ballroom was there and then it went.
Yeah.
I quite like
it. It's a really unflattering angle.
Okay, I think G wants to go underwear shopping. I don't look at women's underwear. Oh look! Saucy caramel and peanut and the snog. There's so much pride. Rainbow bags. Yes. So the French Nugget chocolate bars from Tiger are like my favourite thing. But then like my Tiger right next to me, which is like one of the biggest tigers in the country, or like one of the most important ones. They never have it. I'm like, why? They have everything else, but they just never stock these. Stock it in Westfield, please. I think I'm gonna get these two. Buy one, get one half price. Theatrical. I've got her first book that I'm currently started reading, and I mean, I love Rainbow Rowell, and because the new film's coming out and supposedly it's like really amazing. I haven't read many books about like YA lesbian books, lesbian romances, so I'm intrigued. This looks so funny, but like I can't justify it, but I've just been looking at it and some of the quotes in here are hilarious and amazing. Just everyone that you could think of having little chats. All about Laurence Olivier, Queen Victoria, quotes from everybody. They're all really cool quotes to remember, kind of fun stories. I may need to buy this as I love this play so much. I bought all 4 books, and look who I found. I finally got my birthday present. Oh yeah, I lost my phone recently, so this is like the best thing ever. And like, personalised. Yeah.
It's the right kind of green as well.
It's literally my perfect shade.
It's perfect.
The Ivy has moved to Guildford, and I've still never even been in the Ivy, even in Ilford once in London. I think me and my parents are going to plan to do it soon. I lived in Guildford for 2 years, and then this all happened when I left. When we left.
Oh, so inconsiderate.
I know. I mean, look at it. It's cute.
So cute.
And bougie as heck.
We have spent so much time here.
What's it? It says phone. Where is this phone? Oh, it's here. Oh. I found it.
We found it.
My Betty faux. I know, I fancied a faux for ages. Oh, this whole street's been redone.
Oh yeah, I forgot they.
Look at it. Look. It's Alice. So one thing I loved about living in Guildford was learning all about how Lewis Carroll loved Guildford, and he wrote Through the Looking Glass here. So there's like the Carroll building at the university, and there's loads of information about it, and there's like March Hare Pub and the Mad Hatter's Hat Shop. There's all of this all about him. Let me be accurate. I'm reading about it now. About Lewis Carroll's connection to Guildford. Lewis Carroll was the pen name of the Reverend Charles Lutwidge Dodgson. He acquired the lease of the Chestnuts, the house visible beyond the shop, the sloping brick wall. So somewhere around here, he owned a house. I don't know which way that is. He didn't live in Guildford. His home was in Christchurch, but he was the householder, and he spent a lot of his university vacations here. And while he was staying here, he completed Through the Looking Glass. He did complete it all here, so that's why by the river there's Alice and her sister and the White Rabbit. There's a statue of them, and then here is the Alice statue. Through the Looking Glass, and at the top of town is the, I can't remember what the character's called, but there's the little maze garden that's based around the one in Through the Looking Glass, the Jabberwocky.
Oh yeah, that's it.
The Jabberwocky maze garden. There's loads of Alice stuff here, so I think that's why there's a lot of tourists all the time. So if you like Alice in Wonderland and like the whole Lewis Carroll story, then go to Guildford. What's happened?
We're being bullied by wasps because
like
I have a salad, and apparently wasps.
Oh, it's my it's my head. Oh my gosh, why are they so aggressive?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
So this is the table.
There. All I know is that if you're going to stamp on it, stamp on its head first. But I don't know if I want to inflict violence on it just yet. But I'm very close because it stole my salad.
I mean,
I think it's gone.
I can't see one.
No, the only one I can see was over there. Flies are making me jump now. Well, I'm not having that salad anymore because of bugs been in it.
Why not? Sharing.
I don't know where it's been.
Sharing is caring.
I'd rather not share with a wasp. I mean, bees I can handle. Wasps, no. They don't deserve it.
Showstopper. I absolutely love that show. It's so good. They make up a musical. I've seen it loads in the West End, but didn't know they actually did like a proper run. 6th to the 8th of September. Vive on out. We never went to this theatre when we were here.
No, we didn't.
Ever. It's cute.
What's up?
So we're at the Fantasia Sights and Sounds. I've been like waiting to go to this for so long. And Will's over there. I'm so excited. I also forgot my camera, so this is an iPhone vlog. If the sound is bad, that's why. Hello, it's Saturday. I forgot really to film on yesterday because I didn't have my camera with me. We're on to see the Fantasia, I want to say experience rather than the show, the vaults. From doing it, it's like you kind of decide for yourself how long you're there for. And it's like all different suites from the film. Not as much the characters, so they're represented but more abstract, so you're not going to see Mickey Mouse or anything. But the character that kind of is for Sorcerer's Apprentice is in it. It's like a little performance of Sorcerer's Apprentice, same with the ballet of the animals. I really enjoyed it. I think if you know Fantasia really well, it's really interesting to see how they've adapted it. And then today, well, I spent most of it at the theatre cafe before that, but it was all like admin-y stuff, so boring for you lot. But today, I'm at the closing night for Young Frankenstein. It closes today, and Monster Call closes as well. And I could have gone to see it, but I chose Young Frank because I haven't seen it in a while. Well, my friends were going to, and I sorted this out a lot earlier than knowing that I could come and see that. So Will and Nicole are off to see Monster Call's closing, and I'm saying goodbye to Young Frank here at the Garrick. So I'm waiting for Laura, G, Megan and Ella, and then we're all going to go watch it together. Excited. Dad's trying octopus balls from Ichiba. Sunday, technically I guess Monday now, but it's the end of week 5, and yeah, the start of this for the week and the middle of the week we're doing really well, and the end of the week kind of went on content, because I forgot my phone on Friday, then Saturday, then Friday night I managed to smash my screen on this, so it's a bit worse for wear. I mean it all works fine, so that's good. Just weird looking at myself when I've got cracked screens. And then Saturday did like work, and then went to see Young Frankenstein, and it was great because haven't really spoke about that yet. It was really sad to see a show close, and Hadley Fraser did such a nice speech, and they were kind of muck-ups for him in terms of like everybody just like Corey English was just going to town in moments, and they all kind of were just having a blast and making the most of every moment, which is just so nice to see when watching the show did its final last run on the stage. It was sad to see it go. It's going to be weird and sad not seeing Young Frankenstein at the Garrick, because I got so used to seeing the Garrick with its big black and green logo. It's going to be weird, but it's going to be a playhouse for a bit. Everybody was saying they wanted it changed in the West End, so at least we kind of got a little bit of that. And then today my parents came down because I'm on holiday for a week, and we're off to Brighton tomorrow, so if you're watching next week's vlog, it's Brighton time. And there's a lot of stuff happening theatre wise, so yeah, week 6 is going to be a bit crazy. Oh, and they finally found a home, like an official home. Oh yeah, and then today, when my parents came down, we went to see this little guy in Christopher Robin, and I honestly loved it. It's such a great film for adults. I feel like it's more of an adult film than a kids film. I think if you love Saving Mr. Banks, then Christopher Robin is for you. It's very similar feels, and really puts everything into kind of like perspective a bit. I was a bit teary-eyed through parts of it, but Pooh and Eel in particular just had me like chuckling the whole way through like a little kid. It's been a nice week, but I'm very glad I'm off on like a holiday week and that my parents are down. It was lovely to see them today. I'm happy I get some more time with them, so I was missing them the past week. So yay! And other than that, really, there's not much to say other than another AeroVlog down. I'm so amazed I've managed 4 weeks in a row. Future Aeron speaking. Comment below if you got to the end of this vlog with I am the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Make sure to comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you, Aeronauts. See you later. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.